I think one of the things we're going to do in the stream today is some player lock, so we can get some reps with players and determine some of these position battles, who makes the final roster. I guess we also have to figure out who's making the bench. So, I mean, you look at who's up now. Can Colton Welker do enough to make it to a bench spot at 71 overall? Jonathan Daza, does he end up making the bench? I know last year I didn't think I hit that well with him. Hit 251. Not really an extra base guy though, but still really inexperienced. So you'd like to see a little bit more, but I mean, that's a sub 1 ISO basically. Not even 100, and 150 is like average. So I'm really feeling a lot of player lock in this one. And then I do want to make sure we get to some pitching as well. Do I think the Yankees should trade for Story at the deadline? Honestly, I mean, if they want Story, that's one thing. But if you think Story fixes that team's problems in 2021, I think you're wrong. And I don't think that they're going to be good enough to compete with the Red Sox. I just don't think they're going to be good enough the rest of the way, even with Trevor Story. So we're not going to see David Geronimo because he's not on the 40-man roster. So that's why he's not with us here at spring training. And he's not like Rule 5 eligible or anything, so he's not going to be on the 40-man until I think it's about time to call him up, which could be late in the season or next year, depending on how much he tears up the minor leagues. I know his overall is solid, but I want to let him develop too, and figure out some other stuff with this team, but we should have a bright future with him. Any trades the Blue Jays need to make the playoffs? Zachary, I think the biggest trade that they could have made is one they already made, which is trading George Springer from the injured list to the active roster. So I think that their lineup now, which was already deep, is even deeper. I mean, I'm not against any team adding a good reliever or something, but I think having Springer back and hopefully playing the rest of the year will probably make all the difference that team needs. Plus maybe a pitcher. All right, so why don't we dive into this game here? Player lock action. Let's go with an Adam Duvall game. He's one of the new guys. I'll take the Bucks to pick up the dub. But if Phoenix goes all the way and wins it and they're halfway there, I mean, I'd be pretty excited about that. I don't think the Angels are good enough even with Trout back. Like, I think they need Trout back, Rendon to play like Rendon again. Ohtani's got to stay hot. But even with those three, it's such a imbalanced team, I feel. Like, they're relying so much on stars, and I don't think they have enough average players, to be honest, to just fill out the team to be competitive.
Leading off for the Rockies, the designated hitter, Adam Duvall.
All right, Adam Duvall. Griffin Canning here pitching, speak of the Angels. Day's going pretty good, 88. How you doing? How do you feel about the future of the Dolphins? You know, I feel good about them being a team that's probably consistently in the hunt, but getting over, like, the average team threshold. I'm not convinced yet. We got to see it from Tua this year. I'm still, you know, a believer that Tua can be a solid quarterback, but I think when you look at what the Bills have been able to do, obviously they're really taking a hold of the top of the division, it looks like, and then the Patriots are kind of in a transitional year, and you wonder how it all goes for them. I like a lot of what the Dolphins have done building defensively with the secondary and getting so much depth there. It's incredible. But as so many football questions do, it really relies on how far the quarterback takes them, you know? Yeah, we're player locked on Duval, and we walked, and now we're just on base. And now, steal. Okay. What's Duval got for speed? Can't be like a ton. He's out. I didn't get the best jump, but I don't think that that was going to make a difference. Does Nelson Cruz get traded? You know, I think he does. The Twins got to be honest about where they are. They're not turning this season around. Who knows how much longer Cruz is going to play. Definitely see him going. I think the A's make some sense. I've seen the Blue Jays talked about. Their lineup would be wild if they could add Cruz. Those two teams make the most sense to me, I think. Has to be an American League team because he's not going to play in the field. Oh, man. Yeah, the Blue Jays could go get Nelson Cruz and just say, you know, who cares about the pitching? We got enough and we'll just outscore you. Which is kind of like how the Cincinnati Reds play. Appreciate the super chats, everybody. All right, full count here from Dylan Bundy. And boy, what a season he's having here. Just getting rocked all season long. Was so good like last year. I think the last couple years as we climb the ladder there. I just want something to hit, man.
Your attention, please. For Colorado. Number 2.
My franchise settings, yep. Adam Duvall was pinch hit for in the 7th inning. Okay. 8-0. Wow, we're getting absolutely annihilated. Here's my settings. So, again, this is like if you want a ratings-based, a bit more realistic experience. I like the Hall of Fame difficulty. That's personal preference. You might prefer All-Star, or maybe you like playing on Legend or something. But no PCI, just directional button input. That means I'm hitting X to swing. No aiming, no load timing, nothing. Bare bones. The same type of hitting you would have had on the Super Nintendo or something. Like, it's just basic. Same with the pitching. You know, I'm letting ratings take over. I choose the pitch. I choose where I want it to go. But the ratings determine if it's going to be a good pitch or not. It's not about me being good with the meter. Auto fielding. Because I might screw stuff up, and often do. But I'm still deciding on where the ball is being thrown. We're down 8-0. What happened? Nothing, actually. I was player locking Adam Duvall, and then it simmed forward, and we're down 8-0. So, I didn't do it. I am not the reason we're down 8-0. I'm just hitting now with Daza because I want an at-bat with him. Aiden, new member. Thank you very much for the support. Thank you for becoming a new member to the channel. The primary perk of being a member on the channel is the monthly channel member live stream that I do. It's typically at the end of every month. on the weekend for an hour, hour and a half. That's where I talk about different plans for the channel. It's where I announce and talk about things for the first time, like the Kalispell movie I put out and different ideas I have. It's a spot where I get some feedback, and it's usually a smaller stream, and so it's easier for me to get to questions, and we usually have a pretty good time. And what I've been doing in, I think the last two channel member streams is I've gotten extra gameplay for the series within those. I don't always play, like, stuff for series there, and it's actually more rare that I do. But totally optional. It is $5 a month, and I'm pretty sure it's reoccurring by default, so check on that if you want it to reoccur or not. Definitely don't have to do it, but it's one way to help support the channel. It's what I do full time, so I do appreciate that very much. And thank you, Patrick, for also becoming a member on the channel. Yeah, Mike, that was certainly fun. You know, it's wild to me just the variety you get in those CPU games. And that's one thing I discovered so quickly in that format is you think you know what's going to happen, but the game can go in so many different directions. Feels so alive, you know, compared to sometimes user versus CPU when games can feel kind of the same, especially as you get used to your settings you're playing on and you just become better than the CPU that can't improve at the game. Good pitch. Brendan Rodgers. Glad you're enjoying the Twins series, Matt. Yeah, that was fun. It was definitely, I feel like the last couple seasons were some of my best content, and I was very happy with how it all turned out. And now I think we're getting to a point with the Rockies where the team is going to start feeling more like ours, and we can really get this rebuild going, and it should be, you know, hopefully we can replicate it a good bit. When do I think the Rockies win a title? Man, I honestly don't know because we're so far away. There's so many steps that have to be taken. Like, we have to become an average team, and that might take a couple years. It also might take more than a couple of years. You go from being a bad team to an average team to a contending team, a playoff contending team, that is. And then, you know, we have to then figure out, okay, how do we be better than the Padres, Dodgers, and Giants? That's the next step after that. How do you win your division? There's so many steps that are so far away, it's impossible to map it out. Let's try this again here with Duvall. I had 2 at-bats, or 2 appearances. Trevor, appreciate the super chat very much. No message, but thank you for the $2.99. Favorite series I've ever made? My favorite series that I've ever made, it might have to be the Broncos franchise because it's finally a franchise I got to go deeper with, and with Blackjack's help in his draft classes, we got to do something I hadn't done in any other series before, and it wasn't possible without the Kalispell Dynasty as well, so that's something to consider. But I really enjoyed playing the Broncos, and I think that I accomplished my goals with that series for sure. Yeah. First lefty pitch scene of the day. Yeah, Cody, I never go in with a set number. I play as much as I feel I need to. I want to be able to feel like I understand the team pretty well, that I have a good grasp of the season, and that I can, you know, when we're playing well, I like to play more because they're typically more intense games. Everything just means a bit more. But if the team is not doing that well, then I'm okay simulating, checking box scores, checking stats, and trying to get ready for the next season. I don't feel like I have to play everything because I pay attention to stats and different trends for players and be okay simulating. I don't think it's a big deal. Wow, it's 5-0 already. Thoughts on a relocation franchise for baseball? I mean, I'm not looking to do anything like that here in baseball. I would need whatever game I do it in to have a very good fleshed out relocation deal. Baseball, MLB has it, but I mean, I'm already here with the Rockies. So, sticking with the Rockies. A relocation would be fun at some point. I would want, you know, a good stadium editor, which this does. Good uniform editor, that kind of thing. If I ever did it in Madden, they'd need to do a creation suite. We're going to make 20 in weird, you know, uniform combinations, and you pick from them system, I don't think is very modernized at all. Watching you play this almost makes me want to learn baseball so I can play the show. It's an excellent game, Gary. I don't think baseball is the most complex game. There are certain things, too, that you don't have to fully understand to play. Kind of learn through experience. Even if you don't know what to do or what not to do, eventually you can just follow the numbers. And you'll have an idea of what works and what doesn't. If you're always giving up home runs and certain pitches aren't working out for you or whatever. But yeah, I think the show is an excellent game. I wish some of the features and franchise were better, but as far as the gameplay goes, I mean, I have a blast every time I play this game. How do you think the future of Philly sports is? You know, I think with every team, they're in a weird spot now that I think about it. I think Philly's in this spot where all the teams are kind of middle of their leagues. Well, maybe the Eagles are even lower now. But I feel like the entirety of the Philly sports landscape is in this huge, like, who are we kind of mode. Wow, just looked at that right down the middle. Like, the Eagles, you know, is Hurts the guy? I'm a Hurts fan. I want him to be the guy badly. We'll see if that works out. I'll just swing at that one. Okay. You know, the Phillies, in a weak division right now, they're not really standing out. And then, what are you going to do with Ben Simmons? I don't really follow, you know, basketball a ton, but I follow enough to know that Ben Simmons is probably gone. Javi has had no errors, but we haven't really played in the field. Man, that was horrible at bat.
Your attention, please.
All right. All right, Colton Welker. I don't mind that at bat with him. That's a nice slider. Have I considered pitching out of the bullpen? You come into the game if the starting pitcher leaves due to injury. Right at him. Decent swing, at least.
Now batting, the right fielder, Your attention, please. A defensive change for the White Sox.
I'm trying to understand exactly what you're trying to say, Rocket.
Number 5, Francisco Peña. Now in center field, number 75.
Nice play at third base. Peraza retired. My hometown Mariners are doing decent this year. Also, thoughts on Acuna's injury. Oh, man, that was... You don't often see players in baseball have to get carted off. That was a pretty nasty fall he took yesterday. You don't see ACL injuries often in baseball either, so obviously hate seeing that. Hopefully he can come back next year 100% and play like himself, but yeah, that was an awful injury. Almost got out in right center. And yeah, the Mariners, I mean, I don't know if they're going to be able to have the same second half that they've had here in the first, because I think they've overachieved a little bit. But hey, it's a step up at least. I love Kyle Lewis. He's one of my favorite young players. Yeah, I'm a Kyle Lewis fan. I like, you know, the best players on the Mariners. Like, that's a nice core. You know, Kyle Lewis, Mitch Haniger, Kyle Seager. Like, I like those three. But it's finding guys to put around them that's a little more challenging. Can I play more games with the Yard Goats? I think we will, because we have David Geronimo at AA, and who knows who else is going to be down there. So, definitely some AA games coming. Would I consider having a long relief in case of injury to the starter? Oh, of course. And I think we have guys like that on the team, and this is one of them here, Ben Bowden, who was a rookie last year in the series, and put together, you know, I thought a pretty decent year. When I pitched with him specifically, I liked the games, but he's given up the 11th run here. Yeah, that game Gilbert had against the Yankees, man, he really shut him down that day.
Your attention, please. Hitting to the White Sox.
I feel like there were higher expectations for Kelnick when they were both called up together, but I think Kelnick's been down at AAA now for a few weeks. He had a big slump. Tukey would probably be best for that long relief spot. Maybe. The plan this year is to try and experiment with him as a starter in the minor leagues, unless he's able to make the team.
Now batting, left fielder, Malloy. Keep your attention, please. Pinch hitting for the White Sox. Number 26, Geraldo.
Trying to get through the 8th here with Ben Bowden, and then we'll see what we can do in the 9th with the bats. But yeah, I want Tukey to probably play at double or triple A to start the year. Ooh. And we'll see how it goes. And if it's not working, we might move him to the bullpen.
Now playing left field. Number 26.
Here we go, Sam Hilliard.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention.
How good is Tukey IRL? I don't know his numbers on the year, but I'm pretty sure his last start in the minors was really, really good. Chris, can you pull up some stats on Toussaint? Should have traded for Hunter Green. I'm not sure if he was in any of the trade finder things. How many bullpen pitchers do you think you have in the MLB? I think the norm is like 8. What was the timing on that? Slightly early? No, it was good. Just couldn't hit it. And also thoughts on the White Sox. I think the White Sox are winning the Central this year. I think they're a really solid team. You know, the offense isn't as good as I think people expected, but the pitching is better than people expected. So it's kind of a wash there, and the Central is just not strong. There is no threatening team in that division for the White Sox. Really. I don't think Cleveland is complete enough, especially when they have, I mean, that team wins with pitching, and they've had pitching injuries this year for Bieber and Plesac. I know Plesac's back now, but I just don't think they got the firepower. Because the White Sox have a bit better offense, I'd say, and They're getting really good pitching from their starters this season, too. I think right now the White Sox also have the best, like, long-term potential in the division. Hey, Kane, add another country to the list of your viewers. What do we got here? I don't think Cleveland makes the playoffs. I don't think so, personally. Shout out from Indonesia. Love the entire Rockies series. I appreciate that, Captain. What time is it over there? It's got to be, maybe like 4 in the morning or something. My philosophy is usually 2 long relief, 1 lefty, 1 righty, 3 middle, 1's a lefty, 2 setup, 1's a lefty, and obviously a closer. Yeah, I think that'd be kind of the basic construction for a bullpen. You'd like to be able to have the handedness spread out like that, but not every team has that option. I mean, you want to have some lefty specialists if you can, but sometimes teams just have to roll out the righties. And Dan, thank you for becoming a new member to the channel. Thank you for the support. Tukey's last start with Gwinnett, 6 innings, 2 hits, no walks, 11 Ks. Yeah, I'm looking for that start, you know. I'm really hoping for one of those. I want to get into this game here, and I want to pitch more with Yanni Trinos because Rule 5 pickup, hoping he can become part of our rotation. And why don't we start some players that we don't always start? I want to get a feel for some of these other players. Even though I want to hit more with Hilliard because it's been so good lately. Let's get Zach Veen start. How's that sound? Let's get Todd Sinigi in the game too. So we're rolling out a lot of the backups in this game, like half and half. Hey, Kane, what do you think about Kumar Rocker falling to the Mets? You know, I don't know much about the MLB prospects. I saw a couple of the names earlier, like Rocker and Jack Leiter. Sounds like that's a pretty good value. Like, he went later than people expected. I don't know much about him. Rule 5 draft series when? Alright. Y'all are here. I'll just announce it here. I'm planning on doing the Rule 5 rebuild. I don't know if it's gonna be a big deal, but we're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna do the Rule 5 rebuild. But yeah, Kumar Rocker falling to the Mets. I don't know much about him. I wish I could give you more than that. But yes, I am planning on doing the Rule 5 rebuild as a little experiment. I want to do something fun on the second channel. I'm trying to, you know, bridge the gap between now and Madden's release. So I got like a month to work on it. And I don't think it would be like, you know, I don't see it becoming a mega multi, like, a bunch of episodes, you know. I think it would be something similar to like my undrafted quarterback series. Because I've done nothing on MLB on the second channel, and I want to do some experimenting there. And people are liking my baseball content right now, so I'm going to give it a shot. If it flops, I don't care. We'll move on to Madden 22 soon enough. But I think it could be a lot of fun. So a Rule 5 rebuild. I've been thinking about the rules for it. Obviously, Zach Veen. Woo! That's going all the way to the wall. So, my plan for the Rule 5 rebuild will be to, obviously, sim the first season, get to the off season, waive the entire 40-man roster, draft 40 players in the Rule 5 draft, and from there on, the only players I can add will be in the Rule 5 draft or in free agency during the season. So no off-season free agency. And I can have the other prospects that are on the team, because I can't get 90 players in the Rule 5 draft. I can only get actually 26, because they all have to be on the active roster. So I don't think it would be 40 picks. Although, I mean, they don't have to necessarily go back to their original team if they don't pick them up. So I will figure it out. It'll be a fun experiment. The Rule 5 rebuild is coming to the second channel. So I can only draft 26 players, really. NFL 2K5 is a coach mode, which is CPU lets you pick the plays. It would be like a mix of your Texans and head coach. Would I ever consider doing a 2K5 franchise? A big one? I don't know. I'd have to see how it performed on the channel, what people thought of it. But that's why I want to do some other... I've talked about this for a while, and I do it from time to time, and then I don't for a while, but I'd like to find a way to do some more bite-sized series. You know, not everything can be 80 episodes, and not everything is better because it goes 80 episodes. I'd love to find some more stuff that I can do like 8 episodes of. The issue is that I'm a rebuilder, and sometimes that takes time. So I would love to do something like that in a small capacity. I can't guarantee it would be big. You could draft 40 and have them battle for the spots in spring training. Yeah, absolutely. The other thing, too, is just trying to think about how baseball content, how I created exactly for the second channel, because, you know, I do it live commentary. In baseball, there's a little more downtime. So figuring out how to put that all together has been another thing that slowed down me doing anything the show related on that channel. But I'm going to roll out something here for the Rule 5 rebuild, see how it does, and we will go from there. But yeah, I would love to do some sort of mini rebuilds or mini series, and maybe my approach would be like going on to one of those older games, say it was 2K5, and maybe I don't pick the worst team in the game, and I try to rebuild them for just a couple seasons or something. I love being able to experiment, but I don't want all the experiments to be like major long series commitments either. If I ever do Road to the Show again, would I consider the Stark Saga or create a new player? I don't know. I've thought a bit more about Road to the Show lately. For the first time in a couple of years, I've actually kind of been interested in playing it. But I'm not going to start it now. It's something I would start at the beginning of a show cycle. I want to do the Rule 5 rebuild and go from there. And ideally, it's something I do leading up to Madden 22. And then put it away. But we'll see how it does. I mean, for those of you that saw my Cleveland Browns rebuild experiment, you know what it's turned into. The staple of the channel. Hundreds of videos now over the course of the last 4 Maddens. All the same style. It's just become a type of content I regularly do. Multiple times a week. Chirinos is getting rocked right now. This is not good. Need some college football revamp series. I've talked about that too. I am planning on doing some one-season Road to Glory prequels. Now, on the second channel, I've done it once with Anton Greenberry, quarterback from the Cleveland Browns. I played out 1 season of his at Louisville. It was okay. I don't think I did the series great. Didn't account for a few weird things in NCAA, but I would like to do more of those. Take some of our favorite players and think about where they went to college and play out a season with them there. Basically doing a prequel for what happened to them before they ended up on our team. And I'm going to be doing one with Perry Cummings from the Cleveland Browns series. And obviously he went to Air Force, and we're going to be running the option offense for a season. It should be a lot of fun. I hope Madden changes where you can only have 3 trade slots. Definitely. I think it should be 4 or 5 slots. And they need to obviously keep tuning the values. The show needs it maybe even more so. Inning over at least, but that was painful. So yeah, I hope you're excited for the Rule 5 rebuild. Coming to the second channel, I would like to start it up this week. And my plan with it is to start with the first draft and then basically simulate the first season and then go from there. Maybe I get some clips of a game in there or something. But that's what I'm planning on. The Rule 5 rebuild. Why not re-sign Crone? Just because he'd be on the bench and there are some other players that I want to compete there, and Crone's 31 now. We added Adam Duvall. I mean, we basically traded away, not traded, but we swapped out for a just as good power hitter who has more position flexibility than Adam Duvall. Oh, with Perry, what I'm doing, Mike, is I'm going to have him be a quarterback in that option offense. Because to me, the backstory for Perry Cummings is that he was a dynamic, quarterback and just ball-in-hands playmaker, but no one knew where he was going to play in the NFL. Some thought receiver, some thought running back, and we happened to play him at running back. So I'm having him basically be like how Jerick McKinnon at Georgia Southern, he played quarterback for him. I believe he was the quarterback the day they beat the Gators without completing a pass. That was a long time ago, but that's the plan. Option quarterback. Doing pretty well, Wyatt. How you doing? Man, don't swing at that. I'm not doing bad. I'm not doing good anymore. Perry Cummings, greatest running back in Kane Channel history. You're not lying. Whoo, right down the middle. What a gift. Hit it right at him, too. I know it's a long way out, but what content would you be interested in doing when the new NCAA comes out in 2023? Ideally, a big build 'em up from the ground up dynasty rebuild. I've loved doing it with Minnesota and Kalispell. I don't think I want to do it again. As good as the revamp mod may be, I think that I've had my fill of huge project dynasties until the next game. Do I have a team picked out for the Rule 5? So I had a team in mind. A great team you're rebuilding, or a sorry team that needs a rehaul? Will, the team I had in mind, well, I had 2 teams. If I wanted to go American League, it was going to be the Mariners. If I wanted to go National League, it was going to be the Marlins. And I was leaning towards the Marlins because the 2 times I've attempted to do series with Miami, it hasn't worked out for one reason or another. When I tried to do a Dolphins franchise on Madden 19, I made it partway through year 1 and said, hey, the gameplay is not good. I can't do this. Series canceled. Then I go and NFL head coach, and I'm like, all right, I am now going to do a Miami Dolphins head coach rebuild. And I got fired after the first season. So, trying Miami again, maybe just leaving football would work. The Marlins. So the team would be 26-man roster of Rule 5 pickups. And then basically that team's farm system and free agents. Not off-season free agents getting big money. Guys who don't have a team after spring training free agents. Have I ever done anything with the Philadelphia team? I did a player-based series on Madden 15 or 16. Sammy Hollins, the safety, I played with him with the Eagles. But that really is all. The games are going okay. I haven't hit the ball all that well, and everything I have actually hit well has been right at somebody, so, you know, not much action. The pitching has been rough. I got Yanni Chirinos here just struggling to get in the strike zone. And when he does, I mean, ooh. Been a tough one here, but we'll take that strikeout. Out of all the running backs in your series, who would you say had huge potential but never lived up? I'd say it's Lemon. Yeah, Jason Lemon. There have been numerous running backs I've drafted on my second channel in those rebuilds that have not panned out. Can't find the strike zone. I think Donovan Jennings is solid. He was close to not, you know, having much of a career with us. But I think that it all ended up in a good spot for him. What a comeback. What an at-bat. Have I tried a Pirates rebuild? Nope. I've done the Twins and now the Rockies, and I haven't attempted anything else. Yeah, before Ellis Norton, I mean, could not figure it out. And then who ends up being the right running back? Oh, just the guy we drafted in the final pick of the 6th round is all. No, I don't expect to be in the playoff hunt this year. My goal right now is to win 70 games, which would be a 21 game improvement from last year. That's a lot. But my goal is to win 70 games. It's a tough division. We should be better. I want to be better. So my goal is 70 wins. I'm not taking too many pitches today. Adonis Askew, yeah. Yeah, I think that he was one that I thought was going to be like a real star. Thanks for streaming. Really enjoying the series. I appreciate that, Alex. Appreciate that very much. Yeah, I want to do a lot more streaming here in year 2, by the way. Get some extra games played and do some more in the minor leagues now that we have players I've drafted or added one way or another. What hitting cam do you use? So this is a custom camera. But it's a fairly easy one if you wanted to make it. So I don't want to screw up my camera. If you want to make this, it's definitely a fisheye. I think it's based off fisheye 2. Like, it's fisheye 2, but I rotated it just a bit and maybe adjusted my elevation. But just go fisheye 2, and get that to your liking, and you'll be good to go. DJ South is in the house, everybody. YouTube's biggest Mets fan is here. How do you feel about your Mets pick tonight? We got some people in the chat pretty excited about it. Woo! Perfect swing for a lazy flyout. I want my money back.
Now batting, number 13.
Bet you're pretty happy you played the Jets. Man, that team just does not match up with us. Hit a rocket with Zach Veen the last time up for a double. MLB The Show in a nutshell for you. I mean, that's just the breaks of baseball, you know. Sometimes you hit it hard and you get unlucky. Eventually, though, it'll all come back around. To begin the season, for those of you that follow like StatCast data, first few weeks when Alex Kirilloff was playing, I wish I knew the numbers off the top of my head, but he was basically trying to think of the best way to describe it, but like his launch angle, his contact, his exit velocity suggested like a batting average or an xWOBA of like 300 points higher than he actually had. He was the unluckiest hitter in baseball, just smoking the ball every time, could not get a hit. And eventually the variance came back around. He hit like 4 home runs in a weekend against the Royals. I think you'll see a lot of the same things happen in MLB The Show. Sometimes the game feels unforgiving, and other times, you know, it's clicking and you're smoking the ball everywhere. And they can't get to it. The field just feels like it's huge and you can hit it anywhere and get a hit. The Mets are known to trade their first round picks. Yeah, a lot of teams are that way. Or they get cheap with their first round picks and they don't want to take the big name, which I think is just the weirdest thing ever. What a goofy strategy, you know. I get that these players coming in are a lot more unknowns than in other sports, but what a defensive way to build your team. We're trying to be budget friendly with the draft. Give me a break. What a scared mentality, you know? There's a minor league team with a 4-25 record on the road. Man, is it much better at home, though? Woo! Todd Sinigi, everybody. I did go to the 13-4 game. You probably didn't know what to do with yourself watching the Mets score 13 runs. That usually takes them a week. A Lindor grand slam? Ooh. Now that's some good baseball. You know, I loved, you know, if the Mets can make the postseason, I would love to watch them play, just to see those pitchers they have. And DeGrom, I don't know if we've ever seen anything quite like he's doing this season. How he held a sub-1 ERA for a couple months. I mean, it could always go back under 1, too.
The second baseman.
I really do think that team is going to win the division and be fine. Gonna have to take out Chirinos here soon. Just a matter of when. I wanted to go see a Braves game this year, but with Ronnie hurt, I don't know anymore. I think, Chris, you wait for them to call up some of the big names. And if they're all up, then you go to a game. Keep that down. I can't believe that team's injury issues this year. And that's before Acuna tore his ACL yesterday. Off-topic question, do you like anime? Yeah. I wouldn't say I'm like a huge fan. I don't watch it regularly, but I am a fan. Definitely. Ever since my wife introduced me to Death Note, count me in. Ooh, that's the best pitch he's thrown all day. Javi makes the throw. Do you think it's time for the Cubs to blow it up? Probably about that time. If you can't get long-term deals done, then obviously. I know he's getting tired. We're stretching him out. We will take Chris Bryant and Flushing. I'd like to see the Mets make a deadline deal for a bat. You know, one more bat. Imagine like Lindor has a much better second half of the year, which he almost has to by default. You add a legit bat somewhere like Chris Bryant. Like, I think you're massive favorites to win the East at that point. Really interested if they end up going somewhere, because you're probably going to see them get mega deals wherever they end up. I think the Raiders would be an interesting rebuild. I have to agree. You got that situation too. It's kind of unique to Madden when you have an average quarterback who's also in regression age. I'm pretty sure Derek Carr is like 29, 30 years old now. Derek Carr is currently 30. What do you do in Madden with an average regressing quarterback? You know, you end up replacing him. You got Josh Jacobs for a couple more years on his rookie contract. You got Henry Ruggs. But the defense is basically a blank canvas. Not a ton there long term, I would say. Got a beautiful new stadium. Woo! Okay. Carr is above average. Well, I think anybody that's not top 10, if you're between like 11 and 29, to me, you're just like an average quarterback. Which probably, by definition, is incorrect. But I think what's better is just to say you got your elites, you got your franchise guys, and you have guys who are franchise guys for half the season. And then everybody else is kind of how I look at them. So in that top tier, I mean, you got Rodgers, Brady, Mahomes, like elite skilled quarterbacks, Russell Wilson as well. And then you got your franchise quarterbacks. In that tier, you know, it would be I think Matt Stafford is a franchise quarterback. I think he'll be even better in LA. You know, Matt Ryan, Lamar Jackson. Let's pinch hit. But then you got guys like Kirk Cousins, where it's like sometimes you're a franchise quarterback, and then sometimes you're terrifying to watch. All right, it is Adam Duvall time again.
Pinch hitting for the Rockies. Number 14, Adam Duvall.
Thoughts on Jamison Nola? I am honestly really intrigued because I've always liked Sean Payton's offense, and I think he's a good play caller and is one of the best coaches at utilizing role players. Woo! I can't believe I messed that up. Just begging for a home run there. I have no idea what the Saints are going to do, but just because of, Sean Payton's offensive reputation, I am really excited to see, because you know that there's going to be a plan. And it's probably going to be, a Jameis Taysom combo. It's going to feel like a college team probably. But Jameis got to sit for a year behind Breeze, and now he's got Sean Payton. I will say, though, if Jameis, if he disappoints, like, badly, it could be his last stop in the NFL. Because if you can't figure it out with a second chance in New Orleans, I mean, who's going to want you anymore? Oh no, Hill and Winston are not going to be Breeze. You can't try to run the same offense they ran for the last 12 years. If they wanted that offense, they would have kept Teddy, because at least stylistically, the offense wouldn't have to change.
Your attention, please. Now, pitching for Colorado, number 62.
I actually think Jameis could be pretty good in New Orleans. What I'm really excited to see, or just curious to see, as we get Toussaint in the game, is, like Breeze was such a good fit for, like, the roles that Kamara and Michael Thomas have. What happens now going forward? When Taysom played, Kamara didn't get thrown the ball a lot. You'd expect that they'd be good enough, to deliver the ball a lot to Michael Thomas, but is it as good as Drew Brees? What's going to be different about the team? There's just a lot of moving parts there with the quarterback situation and how perfect Kamara and Thomas were for the offense. Something's changing this year. Ooh. Don't leave him up there.
The pitcher, number 25. Martin.
Kamara will be similar, but I expect a little regression from Thomas. Yeah, I feel like Thomas, his production has to go down. Has to. Just because, he was setting receptions records with Breeze. And it's not just about what they're going to try to do. They're still going to throw slants to Michael Thomas. But if the offense as a whole isn't as good, there's going to be a few less slants thrown. So from a fantasy football perspective, when you're trying to project volume and how good the offense is going to be and everything, that's the part I find to be super tricky. I don't think Winston's game fits Thomas that well. I don't either. I feel like, I'm not even sure. If you were to play 17 games, would Michael Thomas's stats be better with Taysom Hill playing 17 games or Jameis Winston playing 17 games? I really do not know. I would have to say Winston because the passing ceiling is increased and there would be less quarterback running in the red zone, so I think that there'd be more touchdowns from Winston. And then, yeah, it's all about what can Thomas do downfield, because with Breeze at quarterback, I mean, they weren't exactly throwing 9 routes to him. Hill can throw the short passes, yes. But I do think that Hill's rushing in the red zone would take away from that. But at the end of the day, I think they're still going to basically have Toussaint be the red zone quarterback. They've been doing it for 5 years. Or whatever. Feels like 5 years. I don't know much about the draft picks, Gary. Who should the Red Sox trade for at the deadline? I don't really know. I'm not sure they have to make a move, honestly. A serious move. Any potential trades you're thinking of for this year, apart from Blackman being traded away? Possibly. I think there's a chance we end up trading someone like John Gray. Just because Gray's a veteran, and I don't know, maybe he doesn't fit anymore if other players are doing well, and I feel like he's kind of being pushed out of his spot. I wouldn't say it's super likely, but it's possible. Do I think Saquon could win Comeback Player of the Year? Definitely. I would expect him to come back and tear it up again. Not the knee. Not that kind of tear it up, but just be a fantastic playmaker again. It sucked not having Saquon to watch last season. He's fun. Appreciate that, Gary. There's so many contenders, though, for Comeback Player of the Year, and I think there's going to be high expectations for many of them, like Dak. I'm excited to see Dak again. And I want to see that Cowboys team be good. Like, I don't cheer for any other teams, but I do want the Cowboys to be good. I think the NFL is fun when the Cowboys are good, honestly. Because everybody hates them, and that's just good. When they're playing their, like, what feels like 5 primetime games a year, to have all eyes on the Cowboys. There's so many hot takes. And it's just a lot better when the Cowboys are good. I'm sure all the Giants and Eagles and Washington fans all agree with me right there. I also think what they should do, if the Cowboys are good, imagine Jerry Jones becomes the owner that's on the sideline instead of in the box. Imagine the Cowboys are like 7-1, it's prime time, and they just scored like a touchdown to go up like 27-17 in the fourth quarter, and there's Jerry Jones on the sideline. Like, I want Jerry Jones to start kind of being the Vince McMahon of the NFL. I need him to be part of the product. The Cowboys have too many linebackers. What kind of defense are they running this year? The Cowboys' new strategy is just to get super deep at positions. Take CeeDee Lamb when you got Cooper and Gallup. And then, who'd they draft this year to add to the linebackers they already had? They drafted Micah Parsons. Yeah, they're going to run a 4-3, I'm sure, but man, they're equipped to run a 4-4. The Cowboys are about to have like the best goal line defense with those linebackers. Cowboys running a 3-5-3. They could run some sort of weird college defense, honestly. We'll take it. The Pirates did the most Pirates thing and drafted a player just to save money.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Diamondbacks.
See, the Pirates are an organization that is definitely run more like a business than a team trying to win games. Dallas about to have a soccer defense. I don't even follow soccer or know anything about it, and that sounds somewhat accurate. Who do I think should start for the Bears? I mean, I do like Justin Fields. I think he could benefit from a year on the bench. I think it depends if he plays well in preseason or not. I don't think you have to rush him out there. We're taking a lot of walks.
The batter number 7. Second baseman, Brendan.
I'm a believer in Justin Fields. There is one thing, though, that I keep coming back to about him, and it's just that so many teams that needed or could have used a quarterback did not take him. And that's just a very curious deal. That so many teams passed, apparently didn't like him enough. He ends up being, what, the fourth quarterback taken. Bears trade up. But, like, the Panthers didn't take him. They kind of forced their hand, though, with the Darnold deal. They were never going to add 2 quarterbacks.
Number 3.
Like, I thought he should have gone 4th. But as of right now, I think Fields is going to be a good pro, a really good pro. Let's go with Connor Joe.
Attention, please. Pinch hitting for the Rockies.
I would have loved to see the Panthers take him. Definitely. Has anyone caught my eye in this spring training? Smoked the ball once with Zach Veen. Otherwise, honestly, not a ton of action here. I've had so much of my good contact just be hit right at somebody, so we don't have any... I don't think I've had a single scoring hit today. How many hits do I have in this game? I have 4 hits. Nothing special. Trying to do something here in the 6th. They are hanging breaking balls up, though. I was so early on them earlier, and I'm trying to sit back a little bit, and now it's too much. I think the Twins will be better in the second half, but not better enough to change the course of their season. I don't think their pitching is good enough to make a significant difference. Oh yeah, Panthers are a fantastic franchise choice, honestly. If I was playing FIFA, what country would I be playing in? Okay.
Now batting, number 13.
I'd probably mess around with a little bit of the MLS stuff. Minnesota's got a team. I'd probably check that out. Like, I know FIFA has, like, all the different, like, worldwide leagues in the game, which I think is just so cool. That you can play, you know, in the MLS, if that's what you're into. You can play Premier League. You can go to play in the Scottish League if you want. Like, I've always thought that's such a cool part of the game. Zach Veen. Lefty, lefty. He's got 55 contact, 51 power. Facing the former Rocky, Kyle Freeland. I don't know if I've hit a slider today. If I were the Twins GM, how do I make them better? Better bullpen is probably where I'd start. The bullpen has just been a mess all season long. I think that they have, you know, some position players they could look at trading to get their pitching overall stronger. I mean, what more can I do with that? Slider up, hit it well, swung well anyway. Yeah, Austin does have a team now.
Not shortstop. Carlos Correa.
Hopefully I can find some time to check out FIFA this year. Mess around in that with some of the MLS teams or something. The Twins should give the Braves Buxton. They should do no such thing. They should give Buxton a nice 7-year contract. It'll be interesting to see what he eventually ends up getting, just because you have to factor in the injury history. But man, when he's played this year and last, he's been one of the best players in baseball when he's been playing the last 2 years. They're bringing Create a Club for franchise. They're trying to get me to play it, aren't they? Once I'm into it, that's when I check out Football Manager. I've had people tell me, this is the perfect game for you for 10 years. And you're probably right. But I don't know the managerial side of the game, or anything. I know there's different things that I have to understand, like loaning players onto like transfer fees and just like all sorts of things that I don't have to worry about in other sports. I knew nothing about soccer a year ago. 1 year later, I'm over 500 hours into Football Manager and love it. It's great fun to learn. Did Football Manager teach you it, Mike? Everybody had to pick up something new here over the past year, and you picked soccer, an outdoor sport. I like it. No, I tried to not press the button hard to get a check swing. It did not work. The plan for Gold is probably keep him in the minors this year. AAA, see how he does, but I think he's got potential to be a bottom of the rotation guy. You recommend Football Manager over FIFA, actually. It all depends if those games can teach you. Because a lot of games, especially more complex games, don't hold your hand. I feel like check swings are never reliable. But I'm also doing like button input. So I can't really expect a consistent result there. I can't believe that worked. Very late slider inside.
Now batting, the first baseman, Todd.
That's how it's done right there. Who do I got for the Derby? I'm going to have to go with Ohtani. He's just unbelievable. Most of it on the fly, watching a few channels play through it. Yeah, I suppose. There's good old YouTube University out there, so can always learn something there. That's that 26 plate vision. Will, new member on the channel. Thank you very much for becoming a member. Appreciate the support. Glad to have you aboard. I haven't actually played college football revamp myself. I've seen some gameplay. I've seen the UI and stuff. It looks fun. I do want to check it out to do some Road to Glory single year stuff on the second channel. So I do plan on getting it. Bad. Watch out. I like his stance. This is a good one. If we could just, like, look how much green grass there is out there. We keep hitting it to the players.
Now batting, left fielder,
Hey, Kane, I know it's the wrong series, but if Amari Jones doesn't retire a Texan, I will unsubscribe for 2 to 3 days. He was so essential to the turnaround after the Watson trade. I appreciate it, Green Wave, and that's a game that will stick with my memory for sure. As of right now in the Texans franchise, I do not plan to let Amari Jones go, even though his production's a little bit down. I don't think we have his replacement yet on the roster, so I'll definitely be trying to keep him. Can we expect a new college football revamp series soon, or is that more on the horizon? Dynasty-wise, don't count on it. Single season Road to Glory is what's on my mind for small series on the second channel right now. Peraza, I don't care how we score. Off the glove, big deal. When did you first know that Ponder might not be a franchise quarterback and when Thielen was legit? If you could play for any current coach, who would it be? I'm going to answer the second question first. If I could play for any current coach, I think I would want to play for Kyle Shanahan. I think that he's just a great offensive coach. And at the same time, while being very young and innovative, he's also highly experienced because he coached under his dad, you know, over 10 years ago in Washington. He's been around the league, he's coached in a couple Super Bowls, and he's a great offensive mind. But when did I first know that Ponder might not be a franchise quarterback? Well, I didn't know much about Ponder coming out of Florida State, but the Vikings drafting Ponder was almost immediately a meme, so I knew there might be something up here. No one had confidence in that working out. You know, Ponder's second year, 2012, had some really good games that year against San Francisco, against Green Bay. They go 10-6. Adrian has his great run. He didn't play the playoff game.
number 3. Your attention, please.
You know, it was probably sometime during that 2013 season.
Number 49, Alex Young.
Let's see if there's a game I can pick out here that I remember. Because they started that season losing their first 3 games. Then they beat the Steelers in Wembley. That was Matt Castle starting, though. I'm pretty sure Castle began that game. There were some bad blowout losses in this season. It was definitely in this stretch. It might have been that Giants game or the Panthers game, 35-10 against the Panthers to fall to 1-4. And when did I know Thielen was legit? In 2016, he had to get like a spot start. I believe it was against the Texans. And he made a nice impact in that game. Man, just brutal. He caught a big touchdown against the Texans. I think that was the game that put them up at like 5-0 on the season. They were in really good shape, and then one of the many Vikings collapses I've seen followed.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Now pitching for Colorado, number 38.
But yeah, I didn't take long with Thielen just because he has what I would call a very sustainable play style. I mean, he's a good route runner and he has good hands. When a player can demonstrate that, you know, they're probably going to be good for a while, and there's not much guesswork involved. It's the receivers more relying on big plays, contested catches and whatnot, where it's like you got to see more to know if it's the real deal. Because for every Mike Williams, you're going to have 15 Laquan Treadwells. Very nice. My first Falcons game was against Teddy and Adrian Peterson. Falcons got ran over. Yep, I remember that one. How did Tukey do? The accuracy wasn't there, but there were a lot of lineouts hit at like Javi Baez, and he didn't allow a run. So we are okay there. Beautiful pitch. Tim LeCastro. That's a great pitch as well. Wembley is nice. Went there for Chargers Titans and was 6 rows from the end zone. Yeah, that would be fun. I bet when the Jaguars play there this year and Trevor Lawrence is playing in London, that'll be a very high in demand game. Hitting settings, Hall of Fame, directional, timing, button input, no PCI, no guest pitch. Who remembers when the Vikings signed Josh Freeman mid-season, started him that week, and he threw 52 passes? Yeah, that was Monday Night Football against the Giants in prime time. Absolutely atrocious game. That was the ultimate Hail Mary decision. We're going to trade for him and hope that we can just play him right away. I suppose it was worth a shot. It lasted 1 week. Who are some guys that you thought wouldn't be that good coming out of college, but turned out to be studs? trying to think of some good examples. I remember Bradley Roby. There were a couple bad games of his when he was in college where I didn't have much confidence about him coming into the league. There was one particular game against Jared Abrederis and the Badgers where he must have gotten beat for 180 yards in that game. It was bad. But I learned quickly with corners when you're trying to judge them. Try not to get carried away with one good game or one bad game, because corners have a lot of good and bad. It's a rocky position that's not always consistent from year to year. I remember when Mike Evans was drafted, I wasn't totally convinced with him coming out, and I was definitely wrong. I was not as high on him as he's come to be. Which trade do I think will have a bigger impact in San Francisco? I'm hoping to see Trey Lance play. I just don't know when it's going to be. Ooh. But I'm really intrigued by Trey Sermon just because I think that he's a little bit different from a lot of the running backs they've typically had there in San Francisco. And when San Francisco picks up a running back and spends, a pretty valuable draft pick in doing so, I take notice because I think they have a good eye for the position.
The batter, number 13.
Yeah, corners come out of nowhere and they also fade. Like it's a position that is very difficult to be consistent at. Better get some runs here. Anthony Barr was a player I didn't really have high expectations. I think he turned out to be an average to above average linebacker depending on the week. But I also... First of all, I thought they were going to draft him to be mostly a pass rusher, which I wasn't sold on him being a good starting edge rusher. Then they turned him into an off-ball linebacker that I now want to be an edge rusher, or at least do it a lot more. So Anthony Barr turned out better than I thought he would be.
Now batting, shortstop, Javier
Josh Norman was elite for a few years and hasn't been the same. That career arc happens a lot. All right, Baez. Ooh, I don't want that one. You can keep that one. Really missed you on MLB. Glad that you are doing it again. Also, are you watching the MLB draft at all? Not really keeping up with the draft. I'll definitely watch some recaps or something. But I don't know much about the prospects or anything, so I'm not too into it right now. Come on, Javi. We need an RBI here. No! Good pitch. What's up, Kane? What's up, Kawhi? Glad to see you here. You're always here in the streams at one point or another. Oh, Eric Kendricks is much better than Chad Greenway. Kendricks is significantly better in coverage. Should have gotten 2 runs in this inning. We only come away with 1.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting for the Diamondbacks. Number 80, Seth Beer.
In case we can get the lead, or maybe regardless, in the 9th inning, we're going to go with Michael Givens.
Serenity, Cummings.
One player I didn't have the highest expectations for when he was drafted too was Bud Dupree. That was one of the drafts I was really into. And I remember watching a little bit of Bud Dupree at Kentucky and Zadarius Smith. And my thought at the time was like, man, I'd much rather have Zadarius Smith on day 3 than Bud Dupree in the first round. And I still rather have Zadarius Smith today. Dupree better than I thought he would be. I think he's a little bit overrated, but he's not a bad player. He's out. Yeah, Seth Beer. That sounds like a created player. What did I think of Eric Wilson? Wilson's he's a good coverage linebacker. Not like elite, but he will cover and make some plays there. He's made some impact plays over the last couple of years. Not a great run defender, but he's good to have on the team in one of your sub packages. You know, he's kind of you know, value coverage linebacker. We like that. Oh, how do you not offer? Not bad. That was a pretty good inning for Sir Anthony Dominguez. Do I have any tattoos? I don't. If the Vikings win a Super Bowl, maybe I'll do it then. It's my condition. Do I think Cam Dantzler will be elite? I don't know about elite, but he was very good second half of last year. Definitely see what Minnesota liked in him, selecting him and playing him as early as they did. He was really dependable. And now, I mean, I'm not expecting... I don't know what to expect, honestly, with them. Obviously, Pat Pete's going to play. They picked up Bashad Breeland as well, I assume, to play a key role of some sort. I hope to see him play again this year, but I don't know. Rate 1 to 10 to determine to be a new team in franchise. 8. I'm not sure if you were asking for a random number. I'd like to take the lead here and give Givens a save opportunity. I just feel like I've seen nothing but breaking balls away today. Oh, the Bengals a 10-win team. For the Bengals to get the 10 wins, they're going to need that offensive line to take a major step forward, and I'm not sure who allows them to do that. I think the interior is going to be a weakness. And they're going to need a significant step up from the defense as well. Gross swing. I mean, they got the offense, the quarterback and playmakers in place to get there. But I think that the rest of the pieces let them down when you consider... I'm not sold on the coaching, the O-line, of the defense. It's just too much to overcome in a tough division.
The batter, number 3.
Oh, I think the Browns win that division and have a shot at going to the Super Bowl, honestly. They've become a much more complete team. And I think that the division this year sets up for them to do really well again. Going to the Home Run Derby, that would be so much fun in Colorado. Fun anywhere, but especially there. Right back up the middle, a beautiful swing. Have an awesome time at the Home Run Derby. I can't wait to watch it tomorrow. We're going to the bench. Ryan McMahon. We're going to go with Sam Hilliard because I've enjoyed playing with him so much lately. Do I think someone hits 530 this year? Yes. I think we got a few hitters who have that kind of potential. As far as distance home runs go, I mean, I'm most excited to see Ohtani, Gallo, and Pete Alonso.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Pinch hitting for the Diamondbacks. Number 3,
All right, so Givens is getting the inning anyway. The plan this year is for Michael Givens to be the closer. So pretend we're winning right now. I know you have to really think hard and pretend because we didn't win much last year, so it's uncharted territory. What's up, Kane? If you had to start an NFL team with one non-quarterback player, who would it be? I think you have a few different options, but I don't think I can take anybody over Aaron Donald. If not Donald, I actually think that I would start... well, do you start with a defensive player even? Because the other player that comes to mind is Jalen Ramsey. Elite, height, weight, speed, corner. Should be very good for a long time. I think Hall of Fame potential. I think it depends on defensive philosophy, if you're a pressure over coverage person or not. Great. Joey Bosa? From the Chargers fan? I can't believe that answer. I don't think it's a wrong answer. What is my favorite non-sports game? My favorite non-sports game. That's nice. I go through a lot of different games and... Try this again. Jeez, guys, come on. Persona 4 Golden and you know it. Man, that's gotta be... Persona 4 Golden's one of my favorite games of all time. It's not a sports game, so let's go with Persona 4 Golden. I don't think I've ever played a game with a story that's was as good and engaging for such a long time as that one. That game's an absolute masterpiece from a storytelling perspective to me. Also a big fan of the Ratchet and Clank series. I got this right here. I'm probably backwards on the screen right now, huh? Oh, got him swinging. 2 down.
Third baseman number 2.
I do like anime, yes. I might watch some tonight. There's no baseball, I think. It almost worked! I was like, wait, they're trying that! Oh. See, that's why Givens is the closer, though. You need someone that can get you out of a sticky situation.
Your attention, please. This change defensively for the D-back. Now playing short. Number
Just saw the Texans video and saw you were on. How big of a tip
now at first base.
for that playoff game tomorrow?
Now at third base. Number 19.
If I have the time, I will. But I might have some stuff pop up. I know I have something to do tomorrow. I don't know when it's going to be. I just have to see. Otherwise, I'll try to get that playoff game up tomorrow. I'd say Tuesday at the latest. Appreciate the super chat. Get that up as soon as I can, though. He went back. I didn't tell him to go to third base. I saw the ball fall in. I'm like, he's just going to go to third. And then he went all the way back. All right, come on. Zach Veen, 1 for 5 on the day. Name my favorite anime. Death Note. Did I ever play Jack and Daxter? Yeah, I did. I haven't played it in a long time, though. I wouldn't mind checking out some of the remasters. I remember Jack 2 and 3 being really interesting games. The first one was really just more of a platformer. Man, that's a good slider. Who do we got now? Javi Baez. All right. Let's win a spring training game. No more sliders for the night, okay? That's too many. In the air to left center field. He'll do it again. Javi Baez, everybody. First home run I've hit tonight. Absolutely smoked it. I'm excited to have some extra power in the lineup.
Your attention, please. Now
Goodbye, Matt Peacock.
number 48. Joaquin Soria.
What is your favorite Bob's Burgers episode and character? I'm a huge Bob's Burgers fan. We watch it all the time. It's kind of a before bed show. Favorite character? I'd probably say Gene or Teddy. And for favorite episode, I really like Weekend at Mort's from the first season. Great episode. Oh, man. Yeah, I think that's what I have to go with. Will I go see Space Jam 2? I don't anticipate it. I don't really go to the movies much. I did a couple years ago. Summer of 2019, I went to the movies like 5 or 6 times. Which is more than any other, the rest of the decade, basically. I went to Detective Pikachu and then went to like 4 more movies, because when I went to the movies, I was going to the theater at the Mall of America. So it wasn't just like I was going to the movies. I was going to the mall, I was going to stores, I was going to eat, and I was going to see a movie. I don't live next to the Mall of America anymore. I did play some baseball in high school, yes. I played center field and short time in right, but mostly center. Last movie I went to... Toy Story? Not the first one, but the last Toy Story, 4.
Up next for Colorado, the left fielder, Toussaint.
Thanks for rebuilding the Rockies. They're my favorite team. Appreciate it. Haven't rebuilt anything quite yet, but working on it. Javi Baez, a part of that. He hit a 3-run home run in this inning. And now, Michael Givens, not in line for a save because he already pitched the 9th, but in line for the win. And I plan on keeping him in for this inning. We'll see how that goes for me. I do have somebody getting warm in case things go awry. Great, 3-0 count. I've been to the movies like 45 times since February. That's a lot of movies. You must have seen everything that's come out this year. Do movies offer like some sort of like extended season pass or something? You know, like you can get like an unlimited membership at like the car wash, and you can get like, I forget how much it is. Unlimited car washes for a month. Can you get like a movie pass, you know? What would be a good price for unlimited movies for a month? Like $50? I don't know what a good price for that would be, but like 4 movies, you'd think $50. You go once a week. 23 a month to see 3 a week? Okay. Very, very nice. I forget the name out of the company, but they did an unlimited movie pass and they went out of business fast. Film business is strange. I remember hearing about that though. We got 2 outs, by the way. Probably won't be too many 2-inning outings for Givens, but today's a good time for it. Didn't even flinch. Almost hit him in the shin. He didn't even flinch. Strike three, swinging Michael Givens with the win. And the Rockies take it 5-2. Not bad. Yeah, Joe Madden's managing the Diamondbacks now. Interesting. Goes from losing the World Series to a complete rebuild in the series. You know, play a little bit more, though. Not in a hurry to get out of here. Appreciate everybody being here tonight. So the plan will be I'll take clips from the first stream, from this stream, and then I'll probably get one more session on my own, just playing some more player lock games to get through everything that I think I need. And put together a nice spring training episode. I wanted it out tomorrow, doubting I can, but I'll be working on it, so we'll see. That's what I'll be working on tomorrow. Let's see. Let's get one more start here with Heaney. We've only played with him once, I think. There we got 400 plus here watching some spring training action tonight. Love it. We're 2-8. Don't love it. No, I do not live in Minnesota. I'm from Minnesota, but now I live in Texas. The barbecue is a bit better. So we're going to do a little player lock action here with Andrew Heaney. Supposed to be the ace of the team this year. Thought he was very sharp the first time that I pitched with him. Pitching is so fun in this game. Yeah, it can be. And there's a lot of different control schemes for it, too, if you like pinpoint or meter. I enjoy pitching. I think a pitcher road to the show, I've done it before on my own. It's a fun experience. You just miss hitting after a while. Favorite place for Texas barbecue? For me, so far, it'd have to be the Salt Lick. But there's a lot more to try, and I didn't get around to it last year. Hopefully, more of it's here this summer. Ooh, that's going a long way, but we got it. Rudy's is excellent too. I'll have to look that one up. I think I've heard of it. If we could find the strike zone, that would be wonderful. We got Baez against his former team in this game, too. Will we get a showcase game for Adael Amador? I will definitely be doing that with the key prospects. And I've seen enough interest from him in the comments to give him one. Okay, so there's a few different options then. Should be able to get to one of them then. Love to try some more spots. Got 2 outs here in the second inning, facing Anthony Rizzo. Trying to see if this curveball can finally be located. You know what? I'll take that, even though it's a foot left. That's enough fouls for one at bat. On the ground, and that is no issue. Through 2, pretty clean here for Andrew Heaney. Definitely pitching like he could be the ace of this team. They added Avisail Garcia, and they have an offense deep enough to where he's batting 7th. That's kind of scary. So what games y'all playing right now? Either at this second or in the late days, weeks. What games are everybody up to this summer? Oh, he's here now in Chicago. Interesting. It's fun seeing the moves these teams have already made. Some surprising ones. Follow 4. I had a lot of fun on that game. No problem. 2 pitch out. 2 of you are playing Fallout 4, a game that came out in 2016? What are the chances? Madden 17. Hey, I had some fun on that game. PGA Tour 2K21 and FIFA. I like PGA 2K21. Excellent game. Oh, I think I've heard of that one, Patrick. I think I've seen that one before. A couple times. MLB because of you. It's a fun game. I missed where I wanted to go with that. Mario Golf is actually pretty fun. The gameplay I find to be really enjoyable, and I've been playing some just random rounds, working on getting some higher scores and whatnot. I really want them to improve the online play of it, though, and get some tournaments and start to make the game more competitive. But for now, just trying to hone my game on the courses on there. Dark Souls 3, like 5th playthrough. I've still never played a Souls game. Even though I have like Bloodborne through PS Plus, and the games have been out for a long time, and remastered on multiple platforms.
Ball 3. I got 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Can we find the zone? Nice.
You got a full count. 3-2.
Do you think that most of the stars in the NFL come across as likable off the field? Also, do you think the NFL can do a better job marketing players? I don't think the NFL does a bad job, and I think, like, especially with social media, we know the players better, and I think many of the stars come off as very likable and not difficult to see what they're up to off the field.
Batting ninth. The pitcher, Andrew.
No, I think the NFL markets quite well. It's MLB that's always been kind of weak.
No ball, 2 strikes.
I think the NFL is in a great spot with their young stars. Not sure what you were expecting in that at bat, but that's what I expected. All right, I guess we're going for another inning here. Do the outings get progressively longer as you go deeper in spring? Because we went from 3 to maybe 4 or 5 innings this time around. Looks like he has the energy for 4 innings. What else are y'all playing? The Witcher 3, Diamond Dynasty, Grinding Diamond Dynasty. As I've said, if there were one card game here I'd get into, it'd be that one. Oh, it's off the wall. First hit allowed by Andrew Heaney. It's a scorching double to lead off the inning. Football Manager. MLB Conquest. A lot of you playing Mario Golf, MLB. Multiple playing Fallout. Team Fortress 2. There's a blast from the past. I want it. How's the finals game going? I forgot that was, I think that was going on as I went live. I think it was like 35-32 or something. Bucks are winning, okay. ESPN has them as an 87% chance to win right now. Horizon Zero Dawn, now there's a game. If you have not played Horizon Zero Dawn, I can't recommend that game enough. Some of the most fun action-adventure combat I think I've ever played. Controls great, looks fantastic. And I'm pretty sure with DLC, it's like $10 anywhere you can find it. Trails of Cold Steel 3. Now there's one I'm not as familiar with. Persona 5 Strikers again. Worth it for the soundtrack alone, I imagine. I haven't played the spin-offs. Trying to get through some other stuff when I get a chance. Ooh, filthy. 4 pretty good innings. I mean, 1 hit. We will take that from the new ace, Andrew Heaney. God of War, I really want to play that sometime when I get through some other games. I need to finish Ratchet and Clank and Ghost of Tsushima and some others, probably. Maybe Pokemon Snap. I should be playing that tonight before bed. Alright, great game here with Heaney. Let's sim this one to the end. Twins are on the clock. Ooh. What are they going to do?
Here now is our final line.
Have to think they're going to go with a pitcher. They've done a really good job building up other areas of the farm system, and there are some good pitchers too, but definitely need more. Let's go into this game. I know everybody, let's switch it up. Yeah, I could do a Baez game. I'm just going to mess around for like an inning. Did I ever play Sly Cooper? I'm pretty sure I played one of them. What is this? This is just spring training.
Foul. Foul ball.
Going for the strikeout here. Ooh. You can do elevation changes in here? We're playing retro mode! Trails of Cold Steel is a big story JRPG, say no more. I'm sold. Connected across 4 games and a bigger series that has arcs across more games similar to Persona. I'll have to check that out. This is one of the options, though, when you get into a game. You can play retro mode. You can go into player lock, quick manage, play the game, or retro mode. Wait, why aren't you throwing it? Oh, because the throwing is weird. The throwing is retro, actually. I'm only going to do this for like an inning.
Foul ball.
Oh no, that is gone. This can't be good for their stats, right? To mess around in retro mode. I've done this a couple times, and I can never figure out how to actually, like, pitch effectively. If you can't tell.
Home run.
That one was absolutely crushed. I suppose more movement is the only thing I can do here.
He's out.
It was kind of a strange addition, but it's like... it's fun to play once a year.
Ball.
There we go. Let me try to hit for 1 inning here with this setup, and then I'll do a player lock a Javi. I'm not chasing that garbage.
Strike.
Won my AA championship earlier today with the Giants AA team. Love it. Love seeing people get so into their franchises they're playing with their minor league affiliates. I haven't hit all night with Garrett Hampson. I go into retro mode and we get a base hit. Come on, Charlie. That might get through, or it might be difficult.
He's out.
Javi.
Strike.
Come on.
Strike.
2 strikes to Javi Baez. No, why are you pitching over there? It's not even fair. Ryan McMahon.
Strike. Strike.
These are difficult.
Out.
All right, I'm good.
Time out.
Mariners up 8-1. Why are we getting smoked so much in the spring training? All right, let's go. Connor Joe, shoulder injury. Should be okay for the minor league season, though. Let's go into this matchup against Cincinnati. Player lock with Baez. Bucks winning by 22 now. They're up by 9 just a few minutes ago. What happened? Do you like pitchers hitting in the NL, or would you rather have a DH? I'm more so with the DH. But I'm also a fan of an American League team, so probably not too much of a shock. And there's Javi Baez, 4 homers here in the spring. I myself have hit 2 of them, 9 RBIs. Chase Petty, is he good? Is he the next superstar? He's a pitcher. Hey, I was right. I predicted the right position. Chase Petty. Was he a high school prospect or a college prospect? Oh boy, now that old game of remembering, is it, you know, regular buttons to the base, or is it by view? Thankfully I'm right. Could be. He's got heat. High schooler. Okay. Right-handed pitcher out of New Jersey. He throws over 100 miles per hour. Let's go.
Now batting, the shortstop,
Was committed to Florida. And now he'll be playing in Florida with their single A affiliate before too long in Fort Myers. Base hit for Baez here in the 4th inning, and manager says steal the base. I think Royce might have already been called up had he not dealt with the injuries. I think he had an ACL on top of maybe some other stuff. Because he had hit the ground running in the lower levels he was playing. Mariners drafted a high school catcher / outfielder. You're not excited about that, Chris?
now batting, the pitcher, Louis.
Nice. One of my friends from high school, college was drafted by the Twins and pitched for Fort Myers. That's pretty sweet. Baez, left center field. A slider right down the middle. I appreciate that. And what? I stopped holding the advance and I wanted to slide into second. He just kept running. I don't know. Didn't cost us anything. Nah, Twins have been changing affiliates. For the longest time, it was always the same. New Britain, AA, Rochester, AAA, and then they changed out AA affiliates like a few times, and now their AAA team is the St. Paul Saints. And that's ideal, obviously, because, I mean, having your AAA team like 10, 15 minutes away is kind of nice for those last-second injury call-ups and whatnot, rather than a plane ride from Rochester, New York. I have no idea who Rochester is affiliated with now. Hope you could do a little more with that pitch. Rochester is now affiliated with the Washington Nationals. I was never sure if it was Rochester, New York, or Minnesota for the Red Wings. When I was super young, I didn't know either. Wasn't too sure. Who's next? Give me a player for a player lock game. It can be somebody that is just not a regular starter. We can give them a spot start. Give me a player. I want to get more games recorded here. Having a fun time. Let's see. Our next game is against Alex Wood. Do I want to hit against him? I don't know if I want to hit against Tristan McKenzie. All right, so we're going to hit against the lefty here, so let me edit that lineup. Diaz, Hampson, Veen, Ryan Velade, Hilliard, Diaz again, Rogers, do the catcher, Veen. I'm seeing a lot of Veen. So let me get a game here with Veen. We'll just make that move there. Get to this one. We'll do more. Did I not set it up correctly? Maybe I did the wrong one. Yeah. All right, Zach Veen. Bucks up 21 now. 9:30 to go in the fourth. 4-12. Yeah, you're a big fan of going to those Red Wings games? I want to get to some minor league baseball games. All right, facing a pretty good pitcher here in Alex Wood. And that's going in the air to left field. Back at the track. Oh, come on. Not a bad swing there.
Leading off for the Rockies, the right fielder, number 13.
Barrios is considered the very best pitcher to play for Rochester. His ERA was below at 2.5 with a whip below 1. Yeah, they did a good job developing him. They've had issues developing starting pitchers over the last decade. I'd hate to see him leave. I don't like the Barrios trade talks. You can trade Donaldson, Nelson Cruz, some of the more veteran players, but please find a way to make it work with Barrios. That's 2 hard hit balls, but
Now back, number 13.
yeah, Twins game was fun yesterday. They just swept the Tigers. Had a really good 6th inning last night. I think that was last night. One of these last couple nights. I don't know. All the days blend together. Come on. Come on now. 2-2. Okay.
attention, please. Pinch hitting for the Rockies. Number 6.
All right, 9th inning, trying to get a comeback here. Connor Blair. Tyler Rogers. I have to adjust to his delivery and his speed. Low 80s, okay? My favorite team would be the Minnesota Twins. In the air to right field. Come on. It's out of here. Blair to opposite field to tie the game. A blown save just like that. Okay. Connor Blair. We need someone to become a new part of the bench. That'll help. I hope Barrios gets a 6-year deal with the Twins. That sounds great. And now we try to win the game. How much I missed that one by? Just a bit late. Right center, not as far.
Now batting, the catcher. Ali. Diaz.
If the game continues, Tukey. Well, I'm streaming this tonight because I need to get the gameplay either way. So I'm just streaming it because get to talk with chat. Got another piece of content out there, and it's just fun. So it's not really slowing anything down. I'm just getting the gameplay that I need to get regardless. But I know that Season 1 in real life time took longer than it should have. We need to up that pace because this is more of a long project with the Rockies, and that's not going to cut it unless we can accelerate the timetable. We're playing Year 2 baseball this week. And the winning run is aboard. For what would be an honestly reasonable contract for Barrios? 5'6", 120. It might take more. We have one bench player left, so I guess Casey Golden gets the opportunity. I could pinch run. Do we have a pitcher that can perhaps go out there and offer us more speed? Even though, but I don't know if I can. He's the catcher. I don't have another catcher on the bench. And apparently we already went through the entire bench today, so he's got to stay out there, unfortunately. But Casey Golden's going to walk us off, so I really wouldn't worry about it. Hard to get used to his delivery. Do I see the Twins or Vikings as contenders soon? Twins are kind of in more of a retool mode right now. I think Minnesota... I think the Vikings had a really good offseason, and I don't know about championship contender, but playoff contender. You know, I think that they're in a good spot going into the year, better than last year. Made a lot of big additions, just get a lot of players back from injury. But I don't see him being a championship team. Yeah, this will be in a video. I'm grabbing clips from the first stream, this stream. I'll probably get a few more on my own to do a spring training episode. And then quickly get on to Season 2. I know people want more, faster. So do I. That was supposed to be the game winner right there. All right, full count. Toppy on deck. He is throwing this a lot of high, trying to go inside, it looks like. And we take the walk on the 68-mile-per-hour curveball. All right, Tapia. How about these numbers in the spring? 412, a homer, 4 RBIs. I have no idea how many at-bats, but Tapia is a player I think we've forgotten about a little bit. He's got starting potential. And hits one to right center field. It gets down! Wait, get back to second. Get back to second. I messed up. Okay, it's okay. They're loaded now. I don't know what happened there in right field. That was weird. But now a chance to win. Here is Jose Peraza. Rule 5 pickup. We just have to avoid a double play, basically, or a pop-up. He was safe because they didn't get the tag down. Nope. Come on, Rockies. Time to clutch up. Nope. Get that out of here. 2 curveballs low. We taking those. Come on. In the air to deep left field. Come on. It's going to win the game regardless. And on the warning track. Walk-off, sac fly. It was almost a grand slam. That's one way to win a game right there. Jose Peraza. First time someone's going to be okay with a grand slam coming up short. He clobbered it, too. Just deep enough for Elias Diaz, the catcher, to get there. Oh, man, I love playing this. How about that, though? We get 2 in the 9th, win the game. On the road to Rocktober, baby.
The final line score for the ball game this afternoon for the victorious Rockies, 4 runs.
What are some teams I'd recommend for MLB franchise? I mean, there are many. If you want big, tougher rebuilds, I'd look at teams like the Pirates, the Diamondbacks, Rockies, obviously. If you want teams that maybe have some more to work with and you'd just be adding a few pieces to try to get them over the hump, I mean, the Angels, you can play with Trout and Ohtani and they still need more stuff on that team. They need a lot more. I also think that the Texas Rangers are a pretty fun team. They've got some good young hitters on that team with Dolis Garcia. I like Nick Solak, but just plenty of room to add talent on that team. I mean, almost everybody fits, just depending on what you're looking for. A couple of you just said the Rangers. I want to try another game here with Yanni Chirinos. Yeah, Mariners, same deal. Orioles are more of a tougher rebuild team. Honestly, here's a team that no one ever would think about for this, but the Yankees in that division, with how much tougher it's gotten and how strong some of those other teams are, the Yankees aren't bad. It's just a non-Yankee fan picking the Yankees in franchise does not sound like a very common thing. Yeah, Nationals. As long as you don't mind the team with a recent title. Braves. Yeah.
Leading off for the Cubs,
I think with the Braves, I mean, you got a lot of... There's a lot to work with when it comes to the Braves when they're fully healthy. That's a foul ball, hopefully. The Braves in general aren't a rebuilding team, but when you're missing so many players due to injury, you look like one. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Acuna tore his ACL, so they're going to be spending the rest of the year more looking at prospects probably and getting some of those young guys up. Ooh, okay. Okay, that was pretty cool. The Royals, they got some fun players on that team. Love Salvador Perez, Adalberto Mondesi. I mean, if you did a franchise, you could turn out Adalberto Mondesi into a high-quality star player. Bobby Witt in your system, too. One of the top prospects. Well, the O's are a perpetual franchise team. Deep project. But, you know, you'd have one of the best prospects there. Adley Rutschman, the catcher. Trey Mancini, Cedric Mullins. Austin Hayes. Ryan Mountcastle. Like, there's a bit more to the O's than a couple years ago, at least. Just got here. Did I miss anything? We've been streaming for a couple hours, Braden, so there's been a few big hits and moments. Some good fun here. Had a really good outing with Andrew Heaney. Had a big homer with Javi Baez. Just had a nice ninth inning comeback win. Woo. How long have I been streaming? 2.5. Okay. Probably wrapping up soon. Definitely going to get to bed soon and hope I can get to a couple things in the morning. I'm just chilling out here playing some baseball. Hoping you're all having a good Sunday night. Just got the show for my birthday. Well, happy birthday. Hope you're enjoying the game. Get you into franchise mode. Go get a good roster with the prospects and have a blast. Play some minor league games. Get to know your farm system a little bit.
The first baseman, Anthony Rizzo.
All right, second inning for Chirinos. Took a lot of pitches in that first one, just like the outing we did with him earlier. Yeah, but I think I could do some streams like this even during the season. Like, I don't think, you know, I can sim a whole 3-week chunk of the year, or I can do some of this, where it's like a little player lock, full game, player lock for a few innings, play the rest of the game. Because I feel like, you know, I got so many good usable clips from just this stream, and we're all over the place. Gotta find creative ways to get through 162 in a fun way. This doesn't have to just be a spring training thing. Woo! Chirinos getting some strikeouts, having to earn them. But, some good ones. Good swings and misses. Alex, appreciate you becoming a new member to the channel. Thank you for the support. Be on the lookout later this month for that channel member live stream I do every month with the channel members. About an hour to an hour and a half of me talking about plans for the channel, different things I'm thinking about. It's sometimes where I share ideas for the very first time to get feedback. It's the primary perk to being a channel member, and thank you for becoming one.
Batting seventh, the left fielder, John.
I'm just glad the show is finally on Xbox. Yeah, I mean, good to have more people seeing the game, and hopefully a lot of those people are playing franchise mode, and we can see some more stuff come to the mode in the future, because the game does need some updates. The gameplay, I think, is really fun, really solid, but there are definitely some franchise features we'd love to see. This is more fun. Well, I appreciate that, Alex, very much.
Leading off for the Cubs, the second baseman,
Reds are going to buy or sell.
Brody.
I think the Reds are a team that tries to buy to be in a better spot to contend. And they've got to get impact pitching if that's the case then. I mean, they got the offense. They got the firepower. It's just... they have an unsustainable winning model right now. They need pitching. I can't see them being sellers with that offense. But who knows?
No pitcher.
Any decisive victories in position battles? I wouldn't say so. And we haven't looked at stats in total yet. We've just been getting clips basically and checking out different players. When I can go through the stats, it'll maybe give a clearer picture as Trevor Williams gets a base hit. The pitcher. But we've had some really big moments that'll definitely help. In this game, before I'm done, I probably won't play the entire thing because I want to probably be done here in about 15 minutes or so. That is deep to the corner. I'd like to get another inning or two, though, with Toussaint after I'm done with Chirinos. But we're trying to get through this third inning, and it's starting to get to be an issue. I suppose Chirinos has had a little bit of a time struggling today. The first start we had with him especially. In a tough spot now, but might get out of it. Alright, they'll get one. Yeah, we'll go through stats before I'm done, definitely. Alright, Chris Bryant.
The third baseman,
You gotta give me that one.
Ryan.
Two to nothing. Cubs get a couple here, and they've hit the ball really hard in this inning. Chris Bryant there with the RBI.
Number 8, Ian. Happ.
That was very similar to one earlier in the inning. I think he misjudged that one a little bit. He went all the way to the fans. I think he gave someone in the crowd a high five and then had to trail back toward the line. That was Zach Veen. Maybe his fielding reaction needs a little work. Come on. But yeah, we've had a Javi Baez home run that helped us get a win. We just had a fun ninth inning comeback. Hit a home run with Connor Blair and then managed to get a nice sac fly to win the game. We've gotten some good pitching from guys like Sir Anthony Dominguez, from Michael Givens. Andrew Heaney had an excellent outing in the last time we did a start with him. Yanni Chirinos, up and down. I'd say about equal ups and downs. He's having to throw a lot of pitches, though, to get through these innings.
The left fielder, Josh Peterson.
That was all part of the strategy there. Just picking up outs any way we can get them. And probably last batter here, or last inning here for Chirinos. It's too much elevation. Not getting to it. Or we will. Okay. 4 innings, 2 runs, few strikeouts, a lot of pitches. But not pinch hitting for him? Can he put down a bunt? Didn't work. Didn't get the runner over. Oh, so he's getting a 5th when his energy is depleted. If we get through this cleanly, that's going to be a surprise. No, I haven't played Road to the Show this year. I've been a little interested lately, but not actually doing anything with it. Woo! That was a good pitch. Great contact and a great catch. That's a perfect swing for Trevor Williams. Let's go. Any suggestions to get better at drafting in this game? One thing I plan on doing this year is maybe not fully scouting so many players, just trying to hire good scouts and get most of the information scouted for players, just so I can make more informed decisions later in the draft, because a lot of times there I'm just guessing.
Now pitching for Colorado. Number 28, Andrew.
But just know the kind of players you're looking for. Know what skill sets you want and try to envision a role for that player. Realistically. Let me get to the next inning here.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting for the Rockies.
Solo homer with Tapia. Alright, I'm jumping in here. Let's give Connor Blair another at-bat. And then I'll get to pitching with Toussaint. We'll finish out this game, and it'll be a night. Yeah, get a scout in each region. Although I'm not sure you can get every region involved, but try to get a good spread. International scout, east, west. You know, you can have a scout that's specializing in scouting pitchers or position players, and some are more efficient than others. Bucks win by 20. Hard to win NBA playoff games on the road. I gotta be ready for that one.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting for the Cubs. Number 5, Matt Duffy. Now pitching for Colorado.
All right, Toussaint has 4 innings in the spring. It's not much. I think it's all me pitching with him. But no runs allowed yet. Let's see if we can keep that going. Try to give Toussaint a couple good innings. We've seen a lot of him in recent episodes here in the series. Probably won't see as much during the regular season, but we'll keep an eye on what he's doing down I expect with the minor league team. Who's playing third base?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Charlie Blackmon's at third base. Let's get Colton Welker out there.
pinch hitting for the Cubs. Number 22,
Jason Hayward.
Jason.
Popped him up.
A defensive change for the Rockies. Now playing third base.
Go with 2 international and 2 central or east, depending on where your team is located. For each region, go with the one that's great at pitchers, one that's good positional players. Yeah, I don't really have a full strategy yet for how I like to attack the scouting, but I think focusing heavily on a couple areas would be interesting. And that is gone. A home run to right center field. Jock Peterson takes Toussaint yard. Looks like that's right down the middle. 'Cause it was.
The batter, number 13, second baseman, David Brody.
Now that's a really nice curveball there. He'll get the swings and misses, that's for sure. And you hope that he can pick up a lot of strikeouts along the way. Like he does there. That was a really nice at-bat.
Your attention, please.
Alrighty, let's go to the 8th inning here. Cubs up 3-1. We'll play the rest of this one.
Matt Duffy. This change defensively for the Cubs. Now catching, number 11, Tony Walter.
Efficiency over discovery? Yeah, I think I would go with that too, just because you get such a little time to scout. It's only a couple months in game. So you want that to be as efficient as possible. It's not so much an issue of finding the talent pool. It's making sure you know enough about a fair amount of prospects so you can make informed decisions all the way through the draft. I have a hard time with that.
Now batting, number 13.
Wouldn't mind facing a righty here with Zach Veen one of these times, but another lefty-lefty matchup. Hampson's going to take off. Swing and a miss, and a stolen base. Seen a lot of those tonight. 3-2 to Zach Veen. Wow. I don't know how I took those 3 pitches right there.
The batter, number 9, shortstop, Javier Baez.
It's Baez time against his former team. Justin Steele. Oh my! Come on. Come on. Back in center. Come on. Baez almost gave us the lead against the Cubs.
The batter, the first baseman, Ryan McMahon. Your attention, please. These changes
That was so
now
close.
pitching.
That was a power swing, too.
Number 50, now playing second base and batting up. Number 45.
Kane, why are you up so late? Because I want to play spring training and I'm having fun. I'm going to bed soon. I'm trying to win the game, too. Right down the middle. Way outside. We're not going anywhere. The pitcher got to it. Good hustle. You never scout a prospect 100% ever? I'm sure I would for a few, but I think I'm going to try to get to like 50 to 75% a lot more often. Kane's eye is great tonight. It's at times I'm actually shocking myself a little bit. I'm not sure how I've taken these walks. Colton Welker, bases juiced. Come on, man. I do plan on streaming later this week. I appreciate you stopping by, Mike. Thank you. And we'll catch you later. 80 to 90. Okay. I have to do a much better job of not forgetting about it when I'm simulating. It's easy to sim, you know, 10 days in a row, and I'm like, ooh, I forgot about my scouting. I'm not sure what's happening. So I'm losing a lot of potential there. All right, 1-1. Raimel Tapia. 3 straight curveballs. Not that one. Ah, good pitch on the inside. All right, let's go another inning here with Toussaint. If somehow we get to the 9th, I think we'll find someone else to give some playing time to. I'm going to throw more of these breaking balls, see if he can control them.
No balls, 2 strikes.
I just threw that there. I want to throw something different. Right in the back of the leg. Oh, absolutely, Lucas. I go through those stages all the time where I just can't do a thing or everything looks like a fastball right down the middle. It's weird because, you know, hot and cold streaks are a part of the game in real life. It's somehow it's translating in here, and it's not just success. I think it's also just like the confidence you have when you're playing. You can make solid swings and get outs. I don't mind when that happens. It's more so when I know something's wrong with my swing. And I'll have days where I'm on and days where I'm off. Almost threw a perfect game on the road in Road to the Show. Gave up 2 homers in the 7th. Yeah, got to be careful late in the game with those breaking pitches now. Yeah, I think that'll be my approach going forward, Patrick. Get enough to make your decision and try to increase your player pool. Got him! I can't believe he tested that. That wasn't like the best throw. I mean, he had to arc that one. Well, maybe not too bad. But he got him. He did his job. All right, 9th inning time. Brendan Rodgers leads off in the 9th. We need 2. They're warming up Craig Kimbrell. They're not actually putting him in the game right now. They don't put in their closer in a save situation. It's just the Rockies. There's a starting pitcher that's 6-5, 3.34 ERA, 126.2 innings pitched, 92 strikeouts. 1.13 whip, good. That's my current stats. Yeah, that's good. Strikeouts are not on the high end or anything, but the whip is really good. Rogers to left center field. I hit a lot of doubles with this guy. No, that's a really good whip. Solid ERA. I think you're putting together a good year. Dom Nunez. Base hit center field. Why don't we go and add a run? I'm a pitch to contact guy. I refuse to walk people, which is why I give up the occasional home run. Yeah, that's just the play style. You just hope they end up being solo shots, and you live with that.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Pitching for Colorado,
How do I stay interested in my own franchise?
Adams.
I mean, a big part of it for me is just being able to develop players and try to, you know, have my own great story for my team of trying to build through tough years, have players break out. Not everybody's going to stay as interested. I'm not really sure how to put it simply. I mean, for me to stay engaged, there needs to be a challenge and there needs to be a reward. And for me, the reward is being able to see players become stars and end up having these investments pay off. And to see the team grow. And to have big moments and fun games. Like, I'm having fun games here in spring training. The games don't even count. I'm having a really good time. Yeah, let's see if I have enough bench players to consider a change at first base there. Yeah, I can play Diaz. So let's get Peraza out there with his speed. See if we can force a bottom of the ninth. Adam Duvall. That ain't gonna work. What am I doing? Long at bat against Adam Duvall. Ah, good slider. Definitely missed opportunities in that at bat. I haven't done a good enough job with Duvall for whatever reason. Twins picked already again at 62? They must really speed up the picks after a while. What's going on, Fly? How you doing? Stream is going to be wrapping up soon. Why are the views going up? It's getting later. The views are supposed to be going down, and we're going up. 486 to 482? Well, I appreciate y'all stopping by. I really enjoy streaming the Rockies. Yeah, we were at 373 viewers at like 9:42. I don't know why we are all of a sudden reaching our highest of the stream. As I strike out with Garrett Hampson, I want to put on a show here in the ninth inning if possible. We got a run earlier. And now Zach Veen, he's our last hope here. We're going power swing with him. That's low. Inside, a 2-0 to Zach Veen. He's the first round pick from 2019, so he's going to be up with the big league team, you know, maybe this year. We'll see. A good spring would help. Cut on and missed. That was a big power swing there. Just early. And now down to our last strike. No! Kind of fooled me with that pitch. I wasn't expecting that. Tough. Oh well, fun game. We'll run through some stats and see how everybody's doing as Rogers had 3 doubles. All right, so a few more games to get through. I will handle that on my own. But for stats so far, here are the leaders in spring training. We have 4 homers for Javi Baez leading the way, 3 for Ryan McMahon, 2 for Tapia, Hampson, Hilliard, and Dom Nunez. Best batting average, you got Raimel Tapia here, 9 for 21. Not bad. Daza, Peraza, Connor Joe's a little banged up now. Zach Veen, you know, only hitting 143. Definitely going to start him at AAA this year. Duvall, struggling, but I feel like so much of that is my bad at-bats with him. Tapia's got the best OPS. I mean, I got to get some more at-bats with him, clearly. How about, let's go by ISO. It's Tapia, Blair, Baez, McMahon, Hilliard. Those are good ISOs. And for pitching, if we go by whip, Gomber having some struggles. He might need a stint at AAA this year. He's got options. Derek Rodriguez, Chichi Gonzalez, Robert Stevenson. These are bad whips here for the most part. And then we get to the better ones here. Sir Anthony Dominguez, 10 strikeouts and 9 innings with a save. And how many runs allowed? 3? Yeah. Well, of course, it's 9 innings with a 3 ERA. Michael Givens, not pitching a lot. I don't know why, but he should be the closer. Chirinos, 19 innings, 3.79. Nothing to be concerned by here. Just kind of a rough outing in that first one we had with him tonight. Heaney. So I've pitched great with Andrew Heaney, but in the Sims, it looks like he's gotten absolutely destroyed. 14 runs already. And 5 homers allowed. 7 for John Gray. I mean, come on. How do you allow 7 home runs in 17 innings? That's incredible. I'm impressed. Strikeouts, though. We got to get some more for Pedro Strop. 1 inning. That's it. Stevenson. Scott Oberg. Michael Givens. Sir Anthony Dominguez. Where's our guy Tukey Toussaint here? Wow. So here's Tukey. 6 innings, just 1 strikeout. Absurdly low. But a .83 whip with the ball being put in play. I mean, this is a step forward, right? It's 6 innings, so not much, but it's a good 6-inning sample. But we're allowing way too many home runs. Like, this is bad. Everybody seems to be getting destroyed by the home run ball. So that's where we're at here with spring training getting close to being over. We're going to be getting to the spring training episode next. I'll try to do it tomorrow, if not Tuesday. And then we're on to year 2, hit the ground running, opening day this week, get through more of the season, and maybe do more streams like this. I mean, I had a really good time tonight. We can get a lot of gameplay doing it this way. I feel like we got a lot accomplished in the few hours that I've been streaming. So I appreciate it, everybody. I appreciate you stopping by. keeping me company here. Appreciate the super chats, all the new members. Thank you for being here and for supporting the channel. I will see you all again soon. Hope to stream again more this week. If you wouldn't mind leaving a like on the video here, I'd appreciate that. And I will see you all tomorrow, I'm sure, in something. Good night, everybody.